martial arts for a long time, opened another martial arts school. And speaking of martial arts, if you've never trained before, I have a very basic intermediate class up there. Very slippery floor, so we're not going to be working out and sweating too much. Basic moves. Think more like just basic Tai Chi moves, all right? We'll be doing that at 5 o'clock, so I hope to see you guys out there. Now, if you are watching and eating a hot dog, you're not allowed to watch. All right, you got to participate. It's not a spectate sport. There's no chairs up there anyway. You don't want to go? Why are you shaking your head? You don't want to go? Dude, that's so rude in the front row. You're like, all right, well, this is a Q&A, so now's the time where you can think of all those awesome questions that you guys had for so many years, and then you got older, and then your memory don't work as good anymore. Mine don't, what was I saying? Never mind, I was just kidding. All right. Anyway, so maybe someone has a question. Yes, that is you!
The question is, I realized after watching the second season yet again, that when you fought yourself as Green Ranger and White Ranger, Green Ranger went to the past, and with his powers fully restored, meaning you could find the power point again. But Dragon's Sword was never destroyed as well. If they ever brought Green Ranger back and they asked him to do the role, would you do it again?
Yeah, I think what should happen here, though, is I'm doing a project, it's going to be kind of cool, but anyway. I personally feel that Siobhan should do like a PG-13-ish Green Ranger, revamp the powers, you know what I mean? I can still kick butt, I can still do all the same kicks, so take advantage of it now. Before Tommy has a cane, you know what I'm saying? And but even if I had a cane, dude, I'll jack people up with that cane, hit Lord Zed right in the kneecap. I just don't care. Anyway, I think so. You know, I know the 20th year anniversary, they've been talking to the managers and all, you know, that kind of stuff. So we'll just see what happens. I don't know how exactly it's going to work because there's 3 of my characters coming back. So who knows? You know, Saban, they always, you know, as a kid, they just did change voices. They didn't think you guys realized that. But Power Rangers fans realize everything. Like, what's the helmet painted silver for? I don't know. It's Disney brand. I have no clue, right? And all the other toys that they have out there. But yeah, you know, probably. Now, who remembers all the morphing sequence? Anybody? Now I said morphing, not morphine. Yes? You remember them all? You want to demonstrate them all? Yeah, demonstrate. We need someone up here to demonstrate all of them every season. You're not an actor? All right. All right. All right, on the count of 3, we got to say it's morphin' time, super loud, all right? Now's your chance to be super loud, all right? On the count of 3, I'm going to be real quiet, though. Everybody needs to be like, what the heck is going on, all right? 1, 2, 3.
Morphin' time!
And cut, you're all fired. All right, take 2. All right, we got to look really excited. We got to be super loud, even though you want to be an actor. Too bad, we're in a panel, all right? 1, 2, 3.
Morphin' time!
All right, we'll try that next time. All right, that wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. All right. Well, so hopefully I answered your question. All right? Yes?
How long have you been involved with UFC and mixed martial arts?
I'm going to be fighting next year. A lot of people are asking. It's just I have not had no time to rest at all between traveling every weekend. I have Rhode Island coming up, then Florida coming up, then my grand opening coming up, then Wizard World coming. It's been like that for the last 8 months, so I had no time to train. I usually leave on Fridays, and then I have a school. I'm a hard worker. I had someone on Facebook the other day say, I don't know how you do it, and I don't know either. I'm late, you know, last night, I don't know who asked me to call their wife for their birthday or whatever, and I was making a call at 12 o'clock. Hello? Happy birthday. I try to do what I can for everyone, but I'm getting back into it, and mixed martial arts, I've always done it. Ever since I was 12. That was before UFC even came around. So I was a fighter back then, and then I started the show, and then I had to stop punching the stunt guys, realized that it was just Hollywood. So I learned Hollywood Kung Fu. You know the Japanese movies you guys watch? Yeah? All right, check this out. So, you want to fight? Fight me! That was pretty good? All right, you guys are good. All right, anyway. Thank you. Thanks to my one fan. Just kidding. Yeah.
Hope you win the belt.
Thank you, man. All right. Yes. Yeah, well, come up here real quick. Run up here. Oh, he's shy? Never mind. That might not happen. Okay. Who did I look up to? Well, I had favorite shows and all. I mean, I like Bruce Lee, you know, because he did the nunchucks and all that stuff. I get that question asked a lot, but I used to like, you know, TV shows. I mean, Knight Rider I liked, and then I'm trying to think Bionic Man. I don't know, old school shows. But who I looked up to now to answer the question I never answered is probably my instructors. I was involved in karate since I was 4. That's all I did. Seemed like my mom dropped me off and didn't pick me up until 9 o'clock at night. It was like, hey, have fun in karate. Okay. And I didn't really want to go home anyway. It was fun, So I did that 5-6 days a week. To be honest with you, I don't really have a lot of time to. I read a comic book for the first time. Well, I used to collect comic books. I sold my whole collection to buy my first karate school. I used to like Wolverine, so I got something with Ghost Rider or whatever. Or not Ghost Rider. Yeah, probably. Anyway, I just got a chance to read that on the airplane. I usually don't have any time. When I'm doing something, either like I kind of feel guilty if I have an hour. I'd rather just maybe respond to some of the fans than read a book. So the only way I can read a book on the airplane is if my iPad's done, there's no internet, and I have nothing else to do. So that's about it. You will go to you, and then we'll go to you. Yes. The Japanese footage. Hey, can you do a backflip from the bench? Let me see. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Yeah. No, we used to watch some of the Japanese footage when we started the show, but it was too cool for us because it was like violence in there, and we were thinking, yeah, that's awesome, and of course we couldn't have violence. We had to smile and be like, yeah, all right. Then I was on Disney, and then I got the memo where they said don't cuss and don't say bad words, and I was like, I'm like, I wasn't cussing. So, but no, we saw some of it, but it was just, I think they didn't want us to see it because that's what we wanted to do, like die and stuff. Oh, you had a question? Yes. I talked to everybody. Amy's doing a movie called The Bend, and so I helped her with that movie, and just talked to Dave yesterday, Dave Yost, because we were talking about my brother who passed away, and then he mentioned, he's like, yeah, your brother was cool because he lived with Dave for a month. I talked him into it. My brother don't have a place, let him stay, and then he just told me yesterday, he's like, yeah, your brother's really cool, except the week when he stole my Mercedes. He took it out, joyriding it, whatever. But I talked to Dave yesterday. Johnny Bosch, me and Johnny are filming a project, so we'll be doing that. Walter, I talked to him a lot. I'll be seeing him in Rhode Island. Austin, I don't know. I don't talk to him. I think he's overseas. And then all the other guys, I have no clue who they are. I talked to Dan Southworth. He's cool. And who am I missing out?
Catherine.
She passed away, Trini.
Catherine.
Yeah, she passed
Catherine
away.
Sutherland.
Catherine Sutherland. Yeah, Nokia. Steve Cardenas. Those are the original guys. I didn't get it. I don't even know who the other people are. They're like, you're a Ranger. It's like, yeah, everybody was Rangers. Anyway, yes.
How old were you when you first started filming?
Well, I was only like 4, so I'm like 28 now. So about 8.
I'm 2 years older than you.
Yeah, I was 8 years old, dude. I was a big 8-year-old. I got all the girls. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm 39. I just turned 39, so yeah, many moons ago.
So when you came on set,
Hey, the girl in the pink, why you're whispering to him when I said 39? He turned 39. Oh my God. I'm just kidding. She was doing math. 20 years ago. 19. How old are you? 28. So she was 8 years old, same age as me. That's amazing. Yes.
when you came on set, Austin St. John, of course, was the anointed leader before the Green Ranger came on. So was there any sort of feud at all between you guys? Or is there an actual real life feud where you guys
No, we're all right. I haven't talked to him in a while. I mean, I wouldn't mind. He could sit right here. You see, in the martial arts world, if you see GSP and Koscheck and all these other guys, that's just what it is. If you're a martial artist and if you're a fighter, so that's why the whole thing started. You know, he's got like 1,000 fights underground. And, you know, so I was like, well, we should fight Battle of the Rangers would be cool. But now that's over because I haven't heard from him, you know, about that. I had a deal, like a pretty good deal to do the fight with him and stuff. And I even called and said I won't hurt you. But anyway, besides that, it just was a fight thing. As far as on a personal level, it was, you know, it was just hype and all that stuff. I just was there to do my job, you know, and they were there to make $1 million an episode, and I just loved doing what I did, acting. I mean, you know, what better job? My instructor told me, what better job is it to be a martial arts student? right? Or a martial arts instructor. He said you have people come in, they bow to you and say hello, and then you can kick their butt, and then they clean your dojo, and then they pay you on the way out. I was like, yeah, that's a perfect job. Wow, you know? But it was a good job, and I was just there, and I was hired for 10 episodes, and then who knew? You know, I just did my job. I was passionate about it. If you're passionate about anything, then I think you'll succeed. Because if you're passionate, I think the money will follow. If you're after the money, you're not going to be successful. So I was very passionate about what anyway, I was very passionate about what I did, and I wasn't worried about the money. When I travel around, I try to meet everyone. I have all these requests overseas, and someone last night in the Philippines. I'd love to go around. You know, I just want to make sure I'm having a good time. And you know, so when I fight, I want to make sure I'm having a good time. And the politics involved with a lot of stuff in any industry. If you guys work anywhere, you know there's politics involved, right? Besides who you're voting for. No, I don't want to know. Anyway, anyway, there's certain politics involved. I just hate that side of it. You know what I mean? I just want to live, have fun, be passionate about what I do. I'm very thankful and blessed to have all my fans. If you are on Facebook, I'd love for you to hit me back tonight. I'll probably respond. I responded to the last hundreds posts last night and this morning. I always take care of that myself. You can ask Susan. She's the admin on the page. And you know, I'm very, very anal about taking care of everything myself because I have a good memory. I'll remember. You say the Steelers hat. Is that Steelers? Yeah, all right. I'll remember. I remember all that stuff. So I'm very blessed to have 83,000, whatever it is, fans. And it was tough work getting there, but I think over years, people saw the passion and the care I have for my fans. There's no BS, it's none of like that, you know? So when you see it and realize it, you know, I'll go somewhere and I'll be somewhere, and I've never turned an autograph down or a picture. I try to make all my fans happy, regardless of where I'm at, you know? And I think for years of doing that, you know, it's paying off now because everyone's older, and now you all can talk without your mom saying, shh, be quiet. That show's dumb, right? All right. Was I going to try out to boost up the martial arts industry, or was it doing? It's translation somewhere. I don't get exactly the question. For the, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, it didn't boost my martial arts career at all. You see, before I was Power Ranger, I had 2 schools. And it took a while to get, you know real karate, or you know this, or you know that, and you know all that kind of stuff was going on. And I think people knew I was a real martial artist then, you know, because you could totally tell and stuff like that. But I don't think it helped, but in due time it did, you know. So yes, Dragon Zord, like just Dragon Zord, Dragon Zord, like that, or the evil laugh. Not Green Ranger approved. Yes, in the back.
What was your favorite monster to fight, and who was your favorite main villain?
Favorite monster to fight, I think, was the faucet monster that peed all over us. Remember that episode? Remember the faucet? We're like, whoa! And he's like, ah, Rangers! I remember that. We were like, whoa! And it's like, whoa! Yeah, that was funny. Favorite villain, I think, was, you know, Ivan Ooze. I have certain reasons for that. You know, I think he was cool, funny, and then as an actor, he had to walk on platforms, and he almost fell over all the time. And we're like, watch, he's gonna fall over right now. Watch, I bet me how much, $10 he get. He's like, whoa! That's why he walked like this in the show. He'd be like, Power Rangers! And he had like big boots on, almost fell over. Just wanted to whoosh. But anyway, go check out the faucet monster. Tell me what episode that is. I want to see it. I'm going to post it. Watch. Do you remember, you know what I'm talking about? You remember? We're like, whoa! Yes. Yes, sir.
What was it like working on the Power Ranger movie? I heard it had like 1 million reshoots.
I have some. I'm doing a project this year for the fans. I have some behind the scenes stuff that's never been seen and all that stuff. I actually have behind the scenes stuff from 1993 on up, and I'm doing a little documentary called My Morphin Life over the last 20 years. And but there was a lot of reshoots, and we shot like a page a day. So literally, we'd work on screen about 5 minutes a day, maybe filming, maybe standing around. So I'm glad they didn't have Red Bull back then because I was already antsy at the time. I'm trying to think what else we had back then. But it was just interesting how they tried changing it. You know what I mean? But you have to understand, Fox or Disney, they don't understand the language of Power Rangers like when Starbucks language, right? You go to Starbucks and you got all this, just give me coffee. Well, do you want this and that? And it's a latte, grande, tall. It's like, is tall small at Starbucks? You know what I'm saying? I'm a small, tall? No, I just said small. Anyway, they didn't understand the Starbucks language. And they tried changing everything, and they tried hiring new actors, and like Michael Keaton, all these other people, and they're like, you guys might not do the movie. I was like, yeah, right. I'll be the guy behind sets who'll be like, next on Forensic Files, Jason David Frank goes crazy and knocks out Michael Keaton. But but yeah, they did change a lot. I mean, we had to do it. We're like sitting in there with the visors off, and we're like, dude, you look funny. It's like, shut up, you look funny. It's like, you look stupid. Can you tell it's me? It's like, yeah, I can tell it's you too. And a lot of stuff going on there. So we shot with the old Delcia that I have footage of, which was James Mansfield's daughter, I think. She's on, what show is she on? A pretty big CBS, ABC show. I wish I knew.
SVU.
Yeah, something like that. So we shot with her, and with the original Dulcia, the girl with, that's in the movie, we shot with her, and I'm not lying, I probably never told anybody this because it sounds bad, but we were joking around about punching in the stomach, and she had like ripped abs, I barely punched her, it was like, like that, and everyone's like, dude, you hit a girl. I was like, well, I'm a karate guy, I don't care, you're a kid, you're an older man, you're a girl, I'm gonna hit you. You asked me to hit you, right? So everyone's like, dude, that's terrible. So she had some kind of medical thing wrong with her, and so the next day, they're like, oh, she's in the hospital. And they're like, something wrong with her stomach. I'm like, what? I'm like, they're like, you did it. I'm like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. So she got sick, so we hired a new Delcia. And then after hiring her, working with her for like 2 months or a month, then they said, okay, we're going to hire the original one back. So they hired the original girl back. So it sure be nice to see Paul Freeman and her on tour. It'd be nice to see them on there. What were you saying? But anyway, yeah, it was definitely different. All right, guys, I know we got questions. Yes, in the back.
How do you feel like the comparison of your evil green morph for the ranger to the doctor, the dragon killer?
Oh, when I went from Green Ranger to a doctor? Yeah, see, I was a doctor. I so want to go on the airplane. I had my chance, too. Someone was like, there's a doctor in the house. And I wanted to, but she kind of fell in the airport. I think it was kind of serious, but I wanted to run up. Yes, well, I'm not a doctor, but I do play one on TV. I want to say that. But I thought like something major might happen to her or something. But anyway, yeah, it was definitely a change. I don't know how he became a doctor, like everyone asked, like, what would you do? How would you make it up? And I don't know. But he just, became a doctor. Yeah, put the glasses on. I'm like, dude, why would I wear glasses? They're like, well, you're older now. I'm like, well, dude, I gotta wear glasses now. It's kind of cool though, not gonna lie. Yes? Green or white? Probably green, I think. Just because, it was my first, and when you have like a first car or something like that, you're always thinking about it. And he was a little bit evil, so that was cool. Now the white was cool. And speaking of Austin and all those guys, right? I love the white light episode. That was so funny. Everyone was so like, oh, and I was just coming down, like, from the skies and like the heavens above. Oh, and they're like, oh yeah, squint, guys, squint. Who is that? Who is it? La la la, it's me. That was pretty funny. But that's what I like about the white light season, blinding all the actors. Yes, yes. Favorite toy? Oh, Zord. I don't know, man. Again, the Dragon Zord I thought was pretty cool. It's just old school, I was cutting a video together last night in the Kid Rock video. When the walls come crumbling down or something like that, I put a picture of the Dragon Zord because I just think of it like smashing things. I was at Houston Comic-Con, and there was a couple police officers in there, and I was like, yeah, man, I wish I had the Dragon Zord for traffic, because the traffic here in Houston really sucks and everything. And they're like, and I said I would just be like, stopping, and the cops just in the back, and then I told them, then I hear, woo, 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 woo. He would just sit in the back like, it was funny. So yeah, yes.
In one of the Green with Evil episodes, when Austin's character told you to give up, I noticed that you gave a really lame no way.
Oh, yeah, probably if it was him. I don't know.
Like, no way.
Yeah, probably it's just the way they wanted me to say it, I guess. But I'm not gonna give up. Jesus didn't tap, the Green Ranger don't tap either. Forget that. I'm the one with the muscles and the power. Not anymore. Yes. Favorite rock band. You know, I used to like hard rock. Yeah. I was friends with Static X before they became anybody. I was friends with Korn really before they came anybody. So at the Static X concert in the Roxy in downtown Hollywood, pretty hardcore mosh pit. And of course back then, you know, it was a kids show, so you know, I'm with adults. You guys will know me now. That's why Power Rangers is really taking off this year, because this age group. But back then, I was in, you know, mosh pits with people my age. They weren't really watching the show, so they didn't know who I was, you know. And unless you bunch of screaming kids that were you guys that are now growing up. So I was in a mosh pit, and Shavo was a friend of mine, the band player and stuff, or the bass player. And you know, they were going off real hardcore, so I was mosh pitting, and someone came behind me and pushed me really hard, and I, boom, and I cut my eye right here, and all this blood. I'm like, well, who pushed me? The whole mosh pit stopped. I'm like, who pushed me? Blood was coming down my face. Make a long story short, I'm like, shoot, I gotta film tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? My face is like all busted up right here. So in the episodes, I have the Band-Aid on my face, like Nelly. You remember those episodes at all with the Band-Aid on my face? Mm-hmm. And what happened to you, Tommy? I don't really want to talk about it. You know, I never talked about it or explained it on the show. But I got called into the producer upstairs, and he's like, we need to talk about this. About what? He's like, what were you doing? I said, he's Jonathan Tahor, whatever, Jonathan Tahor, and he's like, what were you doing? I said, I was in a mosh pit. He's like, what is this mosh pit? I don't understand. He's from Israel. I said, a mosh pit, you know, where like people jump around and like throw elbows and push people. He's like, for what? And I'm like, for fun. He's like, so a mosh pit? That's what's happened to you? I said, yeah, a mosh pit. So I had to walk around with a Band-Aid on my face for so long. So it was like the Nelly thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nelly. Yes. What's your question?
I noticed as you were scratching your ankle that you have tattoos on your leg.
Yeah,
Do you have like full body? Is that full body?
Oh yeah, watch. Let me show you the best one. I'm just kidding. It says crack kills. No, I'm just kidding. Don't worry. Anyway, yeah, I got lots of tattoos. You know, I got into it when I was about 31, and that's why the cards here is 30 for 31. The one-armed bandit was a friend of mine, Mike Casamassa, who got in a motorcycle accident. He was actually the one that went to the hospital when my brother got in a car accident, really crazy drunk driving accident. And so my brother was like almost dying, and my friend lost his arm. I'm just completely devastated. And this goes back to signing autographs. I never turned an autograph down. So the doctor said, hey, can you, I need to talk to you. And I was like, oh man. And he's like, you know, I know it's bad timing, but you know, can you sign this for my son and stuff like that? And I remember I was devastated. I was like in tears, man. I was like, yeah, and I didn't know what was happening. My brother down the hall's dying pretty much. My best friend lost his arm, and it just was that timing. So there's a whole nother side to the celebrity thing. But parents back in the days would do anything for their kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll tackle Dora. I don't care. It's like, Dora, you better say hi to my daughter. You know what I mean? So I sometimes forget about that, you know? But, you know, a lot of people back in the days were like, well, this is your job. That's what comes with it. I started thinking of an analogy of that. Say you work at AutoZone, right? And you're doing all these things and changing oil, and then when you're off, I say, hey, go change my oil. I said, well, I'm off. I said, well, that's your job, dude, right? So it's kind of like, but I've been through this 20-year period of never turning an autograph down, ever, except one guy at a convention who was on Ranger Board. That was the only guy I turned the autographs down. I guess he was a Tommy hater. He had all these toys. He's like, hey, I'm going to get these toys signed. I'm like, oh, Ranger Board? He goes, yeah, I'm the one that always talks about your character. I'm like, all right, I'm not signing your toys today. And so he went by, and I said, dude, next time you got to learn a lesson. You get the toy signed, and then you tell me all that stuff, you know? But yeah, it was pretty funny. So anyway. Yes, what is your question right there? Good question. Was I a skydiver before Power Rangers? No, I wasn't, but I thought it was pretty cool. You know, jumping out of a plane for me, I'm scared of heights. You know what I'm saying? I just, I still don't like heights. Although I want to base jump off buildings. I don't know what it is, but I got that parachute on, so I feel comfortable. I mean, the worst thing you can do is fall out of the airplane. That's what they say. I said, yeah, I don't want to fall out of the airplane. I want to jump from the airplane. I want to be in control. So I saw that on Power Rangers and thought it was pretty cool. Then I started skydiving. The same guy was from Australia. He started at a place called Cal City. Christian was his name. And when I went on set, they're like, oh, and when I went to parachute, again, they're, you know, they have kids, so they're not really too clear on the Power Ranger stuff. They say, oh, dude, the White Ranger's here, man. And I was like, oh, really? Cool. He's like, yeah, that guy, you know, he's the White Ranger and did all this skydiving. So I heard him, you know, talking to a couple girls. Like, yeah, you know, so I was in this movie, and I came behind him and said, hey, man. He's like, hey, this is the real actor, you know. Yeah, because, see, my brother passed away, but he played David Trueheart, so he played my brother on the show, Zio. And I was so busy at the time, one time I read in the newspapers that I appeared at Glendora and signed a whole bunch of autographs. I'm like, what? I'm like, I wasn't there. I opened the papers and my brother was signing as me. Right? So people, oh yeah, thanks for watching the show. And did this big signing. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, well, I made good money. I'm like, dude, you can't do stuff like that, you know? So that's just how my brother was, man. He was crazy. But yeah. So, but no, and then I got into skydiving and now I love it. I took a 10-year break. On this last video I edited, I broke my leg really, really bad. And it was just backwards. And I had like pins and plates in it, you know, and stuff like that. Like on this side, you can see the kind of the scars right here. But I took all the plates out of it just because it was bugging me, because there was like a little screw sticking out. Not the screw in my head, but the screw in my leg. And I kept feeling it and it was just irritating me. I don't know, like if you ever had a, you know, beard or just something you like have a habit doing, like that's what it was. So I took the plates out. So when I broke my foot, I took a 10-year break and got back into it and just absolutely love it. So when I first started, this is kind of funny, but anyway, if anyone's listening, sorry. You do gear checks. Like you look at the back of the parachute and you're supposed to lift up the flap and check a pin. This pin that's through, this is what keeps your life on, this little pin. So you're supposed to check it, it's supposed to smile or, you know, sideways or whatever and make sure it doesn't get stuck. Well, when I started, I had top of the line everything. I looked like a professional. I didn't know what these people were asking me, but in their plane, they're like, hey man, check my chute. And I was like, I've seen other people do it. And so I just looked and did, right? For like a good 2 months. And finally I said, man, I gotta know what I'm checking for. So finally someone taught me, but I kinda felt bad, but no one got hurt. Anyway. So, yeah, you're good to go, man. Don't worry about it. Yes, and then we'll go over here. Well, I mean, skydiving takes a lot of time up. You know what I mean? So I skydive. I probably have at least 300 jumps in, you know, the last 8 months or something like that. So that takes a lot up. I do want to base jump. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but I want to jump off buildings. You know what I mean? I think it'd be pretty cool. Some cool YouTube footage. Then karate. I mean, I only did. You know, that's the thing is I had trouble. I can't say can't. I had trouble doing all other sports. Filming. I filmed a basketball episode. All right, so we were doing a wide shot, and they're like, just shoot the ball. I mean, it was like this close, and I'm like, yeah, no problem. Boom, missed it. We did like 32 takes. Finally, they cut it out. Right when they said no more, they said cut. It was like, oh, dude, it went in. Did you get that? They're like, no. I'm like, what? So they had to just do an insert shot of the ball going into the net, right? So that was my sports. Everyone was like, dude, you're a blacklist. Dude, I didn't say I could get the ball. I kicked the ball. When we kick the ball, I'll throw it up, jump, spinning, kick the ball. So all other sports were kind of out for me, you know? And then roller skating or rollerblading in the movie, dude, forget that. I was like, that's why when I rolled up and I was like, hey, this Zordon? You can see me kind of like, whoa. You know, that was the only shot I did. Because we started rollerblading and Brian Spicer was like, man, you know, you need to rollerblade. I said, I don't rollerblade. All right, let me see you get on rollerblades. Let me get, you know, so that type of thing. So I had a stunt double the whole time. So that's why you don't really see my face that much. But yeah, good old Hollywood. So as far as other sports and hobbies, I used to collect comic books a lot, you know. I mean, I used to think that was like relaxing, you know, but even now it's like, I don't know, I have a short attention span, and even though there's pictures, I'm like, oh, you know. Anyway. Yes.
I just remember when Power Rangers came out, I was 4. So.
Dude, don't say that out loud. What are you doing? Hey, I used to watch when I was 4. Oh, me too. I was 4. Yes.
And I remember when you guys started doing like the live tour or whatever, and you know, it came on TV, and I'm from originally here out of Norfolk, and it was sold out like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And so, what was it like, basically going from nobody knows who you are to, I mean, people would kill to spend 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like as a teenager.
Well, again, I felt blessed back at the time. I never held myself into this actor category thing. I don't really get along with actors. You know what I mean? I don't. I just think that I've never had that, I'm better than this. I've always planned what tomorrow was going to be with karate schools and everything else, and had businesses, and, you know, just tried to do that. This was something that I like to do and all that stuff. Yeah, it was weird, you know. I mean, me and my brother didn't come from a lot of money, you know. I mean, when I was 16, I know that this is a long time ago, but I lived in a trailer park, and, well, it wasn't even a park, it was on 5 acres, and I had we didn't have a mobile home, we had a mobile office that had like small and 9 offices, so we could like pick a new room every day, you know. It was like, I'll take that one, but we had no carpet or anything like that. And we had like generators that we had to like put gas in. So think about it. We had no showers. We had an outhouse. I had to heat up the water in the propane tank, put it in a 5-gallon bottle, pour water in there, go, you know, take a shower in the outhouse, that kind of stuff. So now I take fast showers. Everyone's like, you take so fast, man, you just clean. You know what I mean? I can just clean myself. I don't need to be in there and be like, what you doing in there? Anyway, you know, so I take fast showers. I can wash it as fast as I want. Anyway, but you know, so we didn't have all the glamour and all that stuff. So when I started making money, it just, to me, it was different. You know what I mean? I was living in an apartment, I had all this money in the bank, and they're like, buy a house. I'm like, I don't want to. When we went to buy a house, me and my brother, we bought a house from this real popular cheerleader in high school. So, you know, of course, we were the kids that were like, hey, we're sleeping in your room. Shh. Who are those guys, right? And so I went in and I was like, man, does the house come with carpet? You know, I didn't switch the lights on. We're like, dude, check this out. Boom, boom. Because when the lights went out, forget it. Nobody wanted to get up. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wanted to get up. It was pitch black in 5 acres out there. So turning into someone was good. But the family members that you've never seen before, all of a sudden start coming out, well, I'm your second cousin of the cousin, I want to meet you. It's like, dude, where were you before, you know, I was even on TV? I swear, it was weird, like everybody was family. You know, so, but it was good, and I don't think of me on the show, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I watch it, it's really not me. Because like I tell everyone, the worst thing is, you know when you stub your toe, how upset you get? Yeah, I don't know if you've ever done it. Well, think about that when you're in the middle of the night when you step on something, and then it's just a toy of you, like, you know, you're like, stupid thing, boom, and you kick it, you know? So I think the weirdest thing was having toys. And then that movie with Arnold came out. He was a superhero. Do you remember that one?
Last Action Superhero.
Yeah, was it? And he was a superhero, and I tell my little girl, she's like, I want a toy. I'm like, baby, you don't need a toy. You got me. Don't work. I still want a toy.
Jingle all the way up.
I'm like, she's like, look at this toy. I
Jingle
kind
all
of
the
felt
way.
bad. She had something from, I think, SPD or something. I tell her she can't watch those seasons, you know, just my seasons. It's true. She had this toy. She was so proud of it. She's like, look, Daddy. And I'm thinking, that's a stupid SPD toy. It's not mine. She's like, it's Power Ranger toy. Is this you? And I was like, yeah, baby. Anyway, it really wasn't. So I threw it out. Yes, you got it. Yeah. Let's go right here. Yes.
I know Hollywood's full of stalkers nowadays and everything. Did you ever have experience where you had a stalker?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've had weird stuff happen to me and all that stuff. You know, nowadays with fans and stuff, I have a lot of fans that, you know, just can't get enough, but I'm happy about it, man. I just, you know, it is what it is. I have to look at their age of what I meant to them at that one point. So, like, kind of like, you know me, sort of. You kind of grew up watching me. And I don't want to have that image of ruining and shattering your childhood image. You know what I mean? Like, oh, man, that guy was a jerk. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I've had weird stuff happen, like weird stuff happen, but I really can't talk about it. But, you know, stuff like that, you just, you know, I don't know. I think the hardest thing about being a celebrity is a whole other side that people don't see, is dying kids that want to see you, and you know, you can't go because Saban won't let you go, and I try to make all these needs, and we're at a children's hospital all dressed in uniform, visiting kids. Kids are dying. They know they're dying, little kids. I have a family, so I was like, you know, devastated. And then seeing all the Rangers behind the wall, like crying, and then, all right, because that's the job, no matter how. That's why I think people relate to me, because we all have up and downs. I don't care who you are. I don't care anybody out there. We have high moments and we have depressing moments. And we get through this whole thing, and there's, you know, it's not everyone is, they say life's not fair. Your mom always says, well, life's not fair. It's not. You got ups and downs, you know, so I relate to those kind of things and the people like that, you know. But it was hard to see the actors crying right around the corner and coming out, and I'm the same way. I've been in situations before, like the last weekend in New Jersey. I taught 7 classes, high energy classes. Man, I felt like I didn't eat. I felt like passing out. I was telling people, the words that you speak control your thoughts control your body controls your actions. So I was teaching and teaching, I'm like, oh man, the words, and I'm like, oh no, my words are like, I'm gonna pass out. I was telling my thoughts right now. My thoughts are telling my body, my knees are kind of like this, but, you know, lots of M&M passes. I need sugar, give me an M&M, you know, and stuff like that. But it's just what it is. It's dedication to what you do. And, you know, I don't know, you got those friends that always talk like, oh, this is what happened to me. They dump all their problems on you, and then they leave, and then they feel so good, and then you're just holding on to them all. You know what I mean? Like your friends just dump it all on you, man. You're in a good mood, and they just dump it all on you, and then they're like, hey man, thanks. I feel a lot better, and you're like, you're welcome. You know? Like a sponge. You know what I mean? So I try to stay positive and all that stuff, but we all have up and downs, you know, and I think that sometimes we have a cloud over our head that sometimes we can't see with the sunshine. You know, we got to break through that a little bit and dedicate ourselves to get through that, you know, type of thing. So, yes.
Would you ever open up another martial arts studio anywhere else besides
Well,
California?
I did want to do a chain of schools. You know, when Power Rangers first was huge, Saban came to me and said, we want to open a chain of martial arts schools and all that stuff. And man, I just don't sell out martial arts. You know what I mean? Like, it's not one of those things where it's just a mill. You come in, you pay for your black belt test. I don't charge no testing fees at my school. Black belt test is 12 hours long. I'm going to be on the board and everyone else is going to be on the board. Now listen, there's nothing wrong with testing fees. For me, as a kid growing up, I had 5 belts over 6 years, and all I heard my dad say once in a while, testing fees. I wonder if his rent's due. And I barely got a test, so I started thinking about that as I grew up. I never want a parent to be like, oh, you know what? I don't have $50 for you to test for your yellow belt. You're not tested. You know, and feel obligated to give them their belt. So now I tell them that I set them up for success. They earn the belt, because my little girl's 8, and I teach her everything she gets, she has to earn. She wanted a fish, I said, you're earning a fish. She's like, well, Daddy, I just said, you're earning a fish. In fact, you're going to name your fish Ernie. Oh, she got all upset. I ain't naming it Ernie. Yes, you are. I'm going to name it Sushi, then I'm going to eat it, because you're naming it Ernie. So, you know, I think that's important. So, yes, we'll go back there, and then we'll go over here, and then probably get ready for that martial arts class. What is it?
If you could be a ranger for any season that you weren't.
To be honest with you, probably next season they're having. You know, I didn't follow all the other seasons. All I heard was people, oh, it ain't the same. But next season seems pretty interesting. You know what I mean? I never really took time to watch it. I was working 6 days a week, and I didn't know anything. I've learned more going on conventions than I've ever had before. My first convention was, what, AFO, a long time ago. And then Austin, right? IckyCon or IckyCon, let me rock you, IckyCon.
ASIN.
Yes? Sorry, got snapped out of it. So if I right, I answered it, sort of. All right. Very good. Yes, people in the back. I'm sorry, you can't step there. I'm sorry. You can't. What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Let me see. What is it? Is it Red Bull? It's Monster? I heard Monster wanted to sponsor me, but I have a Red Bull sponsorship, so I was like, all right, are you guys are coming from another panel. That's really rude. Oh, you're not? All right. Say, hey, excuse me, I have a question. Oh, yes, what's your question? When you leaving here, because I'm waiting for someone else? Yeah! All right. Yes. No, he was -2. See, 18 -2. He was only -2. You guys don't get it. He was just hanging around. What's his name? Ryan. Thanks, you got that. Hey, Ryan, Jason, and Frank just wanted to say hello. Awesome. Thanks for watching the show. All right, listen up. Now, what we do is we're gonna do a martial arts class up there. Very easy stuff. I'm not gonna kill you. You know, if you come to one of my schools, I'll kill you.